Greetings and welcome back to Fallen Enchantress, Legendary Heroes, my Kingdom of Altar playthrough. So one thing I wanted to show you was, let's say, now that I have access to produce wealth, it's a continuous action. So if I build that, it didn't place that, it just made a sound. It places it at the end of the list here. And you see it doesn't have a time that it's going to expire. Now normally when you build things, let me go ahead and get rid of that. Normally when you build things, like if I were to train some hunters, it adds them to the end of the list. Well, if I say have it producing wealth, since it's a continuous action, it will always be the last thing in the list. So, if I wanted to add, say, turning out some sentinels when I finish the tower, before I start producing wealth, it will automatically put it before the produce wealth. So we'll get a sentinel for this town and a sentinel for Avalon. I'm actually, before I do those sentinels, let's see, how much mana is this town producing? This town is producing the 2 mana I'm getting. Unfortunate. I thought that one was producing 1, but it's being used up. Yeah, that's what my unit, my sovereign, and that town are maintaining my enchantments. So, I can't dispel that, but I could stand to lose a little cash getting rid of the Gildar I'm getting here. I'm getting 0.7. That would put me at negative 0.3 for now. But before I churn out these units, I'd like to change that spell. Now there are 2 ways to cancel a spell. One is go to the spell and click it there. Another way is go to your Govern tab, go to Enchantments, and you'll see the list of them. And let's get rid of the propaganda at Athica. Let's dispel it. That frees up a slot so that I can cast Aura of Grace to give units put out here extra initiative. They'll have 2 extra initiative. So now when these guys are produced, they will have a higher initiative. Yeah, their base initiative is 21, but it'll actually be higher, I think, when they're put out. Unless it's already taking it into account here. Let's see. No, it isn't. So their initiative will be a little bit higher when they're actually trained here in Athica. Plus, Athica is also giving them, yeah, it's giving them 2 initiative if they're stationed there. Has less training time. It's giving them an extra level, 10 accuracy, and 2 initiative now. And it takes about 23 more population to gain another level, and units trained here will get further bonuses. And right now my army size is 4. You can see the X's over this. I can't fill out the slots, so I can train an extra unit to travel with this group. It's a shame we lost that mercenary. He would have filled out my army nicely. But anyway, let's clear out this bear cub. Even though the bear cub is pretty weak, it also has the maul ability. So a bear cub can wipe out a unit if it gets lucky. I don't think it's going to get lucky though, because I have a cave bear. Now while I'm in my borders, I'm out of turns, but let's bring up the shop for a second. You can shop for items in the city whose borders you're in. Every village offers salted pork, a club, and a staff. Now that I have upgraded, this village also offers the mage's staff. Now that is only useful for mages. However, Ariel is a mage. Ariel can equip this. If I could afford it. It's 140 guilder. But I can get rid of items I don't need. like these poison sacks. I could equip them to do poison damage. I don't think that fits for Altar. We aren't interested in poisoning our weapons. So we are going to sell these. And we're also going to sell all these bear pelts and wolf pelts that we've accumulated. That gives us a little bit of extra cash, especially since now that we've dispelled that spell, we're losing a small amount. Those air elementals are annoying me. Alright, so this Signs of the Bear, the shattered remains of a honeycomb, lie strewn across the mountain path, alongside the broken branches of a blackberry bush. Searching through the dirt and leaves of the bear's den, you find an item. Defense for Fools! This is sometimes considered the 11th book of the Decalon. It is a single lengthy narrative regarding the exploits of a thief named Tasha Villiers. Villiers spent most of his time searching the catacombs beneath the Verhalium for treasure. Now this will give me a permanent dodge increase. Now I think we can handle these Black Widows. I think we can do it. So we're going to try. Lord Relias is just going to push on up here and start in on them. He's kind of weak. I don't want him to get beat up. So I'm just going to pass to build up his stamina. Right now he's got 1. And I'm going to have the bear do the brunt of the attacks. Oh, the bear dodged. Alright, now we'll get a swarm bonus here. The bear is down 12 hit points. I could go ahead and cast Heal. How much does it? 9 mana? Yeah, let's do that. Let's just keep the bear topped off. He is poisoned. And we'll send him after the fresh one. Alright, they webbed him up. He wasn't moving anyway. That was their loss. Oh, Lord Relias gets to go again. Let's move here. So that we can give the bear a little bit of support. Now, I don't need to heal again, but I can do my Soul Spark. Let's do that. And there we go. Iriel got to level up. He's now also level 3. So I got to be level 5 to improve his life magic. But yeah, he can eventually master life magic. He doesn't have access to the other magics unless I find a book that gives it to him. And because of his Anarian blood, I think it was, he has access to Arcane, which gives him 3 stamina as a tactical ability, and Amarian Legacy, which doubles the damage his Soul Spark does. Other than that, these abilities are the same for every hero or champion. Under the Mage, I can give him more spells. He can get Aeromancy, Hydromancy, Geomancy, Abjuration, Pyromancy. He can become a summoner, summoning pets, which I think is the path I'm going to take him. He can boost his spell mastery and his spell damage. But yeah, he can become a very powerful summoner. Compassionate would be a nice one. 50% healing when casting healing spell. So his heal would do 24 instead of 16. But yeah, let's get started on the summons path for him. On the strategic map, this would summon a wisp. And on the tactical map, it heals allies. So let's start with +1 level for his summons. And we're going to clear out this Widow lair next season. Spun between 2 dead oaks in a field of ash, a web with threads as thick as rope holds the desiccated corpse of an unfortunate traveler. Oh, they can fly past my city. Good. The spider was nesting over what you first assume is a clutch of spider eggs. So that was the layer text I didn't get to read over here. And we got Parrot and Wine. It brings vibrant dreams where you dance among starlight. When you awaken, some of that grace remains. Now this is another thing that gives you a permanent bonus. This will improve my dodge by 1 permanently. And I'm going to use it. And let's pop back into our territory and sell the spider silk we picked up. So we're getting quite a bit of gold just from going around clearing up things and making the terrain a little safer. I do need to get another pioneer, if for no other reason than to pop right here and put an outpost to connect my territory. But eventually I want to start pushing up this way for more cities. Like I said, cities determine your research, your guildar, and the more cities you have, the better. It's always a good idea to get at least 3 cities as quickly as you can. 3 to 6 is what I usually shoot for early in the game. As you can see right now, I'm considered low ranking compared to everybody else. If I go to the Governor tab, I have 2 settlements, 128 pop, and an 8 power level. Whereas Gildan has 3 settlements already. I still have more pop than them. Reslin has 4 settlements and more pop than me. Also here on the Kingdom Report, you can see the victory conditions. The Conquest, the Diplomacy. Master Quest is achieved by completing the Black Gate quest, entering the Pit of Lost Voices, and defeating its Guardian. To do this, you will have to complete the quest, the Black Gate, the Second Gate, and the Pit of Lost Voices quest. The quests are epic level and will require a powerful army to defeat. And the Spell of Making here tells you all the steps. You unlock the full power of Elemental's magic by casting it. You will need the tech Book of Mastery and to control fire, earth, water, and air. It will take 10 seasons to finish casting the Spell of Making once you have it started. So I have to research it, I have to construct 4 necessary improvements, and then I have to cast it. Yeah, the Tower of the Witch, Tower of the Sword, Tower of the Padars, and Forge of the Overlord. But Attica completed its bell tower. Where did I build that damn bell tower? Oh, right there. Yeah, that's right. Now it's working on sentinels. After I get the sentinels, I will probably turn out some hunters. I am still 17 population away from level 3. I'd like to get to level 3 before I turn out pioneers there. And I'd like to get... Yeah, next turn I can... after I finish this bell tower, I can start working on pioneers here. But let's start exploring this way. Oh, look! A quest! Yeah, these scroll icons are quest locations, so let's go complete this quest. It's a weak quest anyway. And we have 2 things of wild wargs down here. Nice. This immaculate, unnaturally clean hut stands on the edge of the wilderness, far from civilization of any kind. Well, not that far. The curious may be inclined to enter and find out why. An old woman sits stirring the contents of a kettle on a large fire. Her hair is gray, long, and unkempt. She wears dark robes that have had so many patches applied to it, it almost seems like she is wearing a quilt. Despite the fact that she lives alone out in the wilderness, there's a kindness about her. Her wrinkled face shows the lines of lifetime of smiles, not worry. "Oh my, a channeler comes to grace my little home," the old woman says. "I'm afraid I don't have any of the finery you may be accustomed to, but you may have a bite of my ganoid soup if you are hungry." "Well, thank you. I'll join you." The soup is, well, not poisoned, and that's about as good as you can hope for. The old woman introduces herself as Lebestri, a mother and grandmother who has outlived her husband, children, and grandchildren. She is also a sometimes alchemist and claims to be able to brew a potion of restoration, a rare healing potion that removes all injuries, from Tilda leaves. If you will bring her some leaves, she will gladly make you one. Well, yeah, I'll gather the flowers. So find the Tilda field over there. And I can't quite make it to it in one turn, but we'll get headed that way. Finally, this settlement has grown. Now this one only has one essence, so I'm going to make it a town. Devote this city to agriculture and financial pursuits. Towns generate more Gildar than other city types, and have access to buildings that boost your entire empire. So now that I've made it a town, it immediately has access to the well and the grocer. Now the well gives food bonus to the city. The grocer improves how much food I get per grain faction-wide. Right now I get 25 food per grain. So the grocer will boost my food overall for everybody. The well will just boost it in this town. But we'll put up a well first, and we'll put it up pretty close to the center of town. We'll put it up over here. Yeah, right behind, well, that's the market, right? Yeah, that's the market. We'll have the well right behind the market. And then after we build the well there behind the market, we are going to build a grocer right next to the market. And so that is what this town will be producing. But before it does that, after the bell tower is finished, we are going to spit out a pioneer here. So it'll be 6 seasons before we get our pioneer. The bell tower will be completed first, reducing our unrest to 24%. And then we will get a pioneer, and I think that pioneer might go down here just to knock out that extra before I start expanding to more cities. Yeah, these locations are kind of crappy. So, yeah, let's connect our cities first with an outpost. We might find a better site down this way as we're exploring. Though there was a fire here a few years ago, the land has already begun to regrow. Wildflowers grow in small patches, and the tangle of grass pulls at the feet of anyone passing through. It is dark when you arrive at the field Lebestri described. More than once you feel like you are being watched, and a shadow seems to dance at the edge of your vision. Despite the ominous feeling, you find and gather the Tilda flowers without incident. Tilda herbs are highly valued for their medicinal values. They heal 12 hit points. All right, now let's go ahead and get back to her. Lebestri is excited by your return and thanks you for the flowers. She has already cleaned the ganoid soup out of her kettle and has what looks to be a thin white cream boiling in it. She presses and squeezes the flowers until a small drop of oil drips from them into the kettle. "There," she says, "let me get a bottle and your potion is ready." But when she turns, the remains of a man stands before her, as patchwork as Lebestre's robes. Dried blood covers every part of him, and a sword has pierced his chest, and still hangs out of him. He has the broken off of the hilt the sword, and uses it as a ragged dagger, which he uses to slice through Lebestre's throat. "The potion is mine," he wheezes, and his words whistle through the wound in his chest with a sick, hollow gurgle. Okay, you'll pay for your actions, creature. Alright, butchermen are kind of nasty, but I've got a bear. My bear got dodged. Dodge this. Alright, got 3 Gildar out of that. You collect the potion in one of Lebestre's bottles and bury her by her small hut. But when you start to go, you see the corpse of the butcherman begin to writhe. "The potion?" he gasped. "Please!" I can ignore him. I can string him to a tree. If it cannot die, the vultures can feast. Or I can give him the potion. I don't really want to reward somebody who just killed an old woman in front of me with no real explanation and then fought me. So I don't want to give him the potion. Though I don't know what was going on here. I mean, did she know him? He obviously knew her, otherwise he wouldn't have known about the potion. But Altarians have hot blood. So we're going to string him to a tree. You pack the potion carefully in your bags. It will be a powerful tool when your champions are weakened by the wars that are coming. Oh, Lord Relias leveled up, and I almost got to the next fame point. It's at 50. So I'm 8 fame away. And I got the restoration potion. Heals 60 hit points, removes all injuries champions have from escaping combat. The powerful potion not only heals the imbiber, but it removes any injuries a champion may have sustained from escaping from battle. Alright, so Lord Relias is going to pick up, hiccups again, Leadership 2. Now maybe my bear will miss less often. We have Signs of the Bear over that way, so I think that's the direction we're going to head, clear out that cub that is probably going to be there. We completed the bell tower and Avalan. Now we're working on the Pioneer. So yeah, let's move this way. Yep, just another bear cub. We'll clear that out and scout a little this direction. Took out half his life right there. He did a whopping 1 point to it. Well, the cave bear will finish it off. And I'm out of movement. I'll have to clear out the lair next turn. Next season. And we completed our first sentinel. So we will send it to Avalan. Oh, and there's some crag spawn wandering around here. Crap. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to just plop an outpost here and ignore it. I've got to stay in this area and clear out any threats. I think I may have to come back over this way to clear out the Wolf's Lair and the Earth Elemental Sanctum. Because wandering monsters will completely obliterate an outpost that is undefended, and it's not something that's raised and needs to be rebuilt. No, I'll have to make a brand new pioneer to pop it up. Alright, we got another fame here, and a set of finely balanced throwing knives. We'll equip those. These throwing knives allow the unit to throw knives at enemies with a range of 3. So it gives me a little bitty ranged attack. Of course, it does cost stamina to do it. Let's head here. Get a view up this valley area. Now, that mountain range is pretty impressive. Now, since he's got a order queued up and I don't specifically need to move him around, when I hit end turn, he should move. Yeah, let's pop up here and check out this area. I think we may explore up this way and see if it connects up there. As you see these dots here, that lets you know there are more units stacked with this one. The cave bear and the aerial. And also when units are stationed in a town, it has the dots there, so you know that there are units in that town. Oh, we have, wow, oh, whoa, whoa, yeah, this is where their pioneer is going. That's a 4-2-3 or a 2-3-4. We have a conclave spot right there. Nice. Or that could be a better fortress, because it is right near a good choke point. And I could put a lot of enchantments on people trained there. But no, I think this one will do as a starting fortress right now. Okay, the pioneer is completed. Yeah, if I put an outpost there, it's just going to get trashed until I can deal with the stuff being spit out of here. I think I'm going to have these pioneers make their way, let's hide in the forest, make their way over here and get to this spot. What is that? That is ogres. They have a humongous attack rating. Alright, let's check out the Lost Library. The runes above the entry door mark this building as a Lexicorus, a library from fabled Anthros. Within may lie the secrets of that vanished empire's famed technological feats. Searching through the ruins, you find several ancient texts that hold important knowledge from the past, plus 15 research. So that should speed up our shard harvesting a bit. I've got one movement left. Let's get away from these ogres. We have wild horses, wild wargs. Now this has a lock on it. It's actually an ogre's lair that you can build to recruit, but can't build. Your faction cannot build on this resource type. That's something for the fallen, not for the kingdoms. And we have completed the other sentinel. So let's train some more units. Let's get a pack of 4 hunters, so that we can use them to kind of get enemies out of our area. And since this is now a town, I also need to design 2 more units. I need to design some club using armored units with shields. Yeah, I don't think I'll give them cloaks. I mean, I could give them cloaks. Well, let's give them an upgradable cloak. Yeah, sure. And let's give them the dark flat top. Clothing doesn't matter because they're going to have armor, really. I just want to make sure they're not wearing anything peasant-wise. And for traits, we are going to give them Defender. We are going to give them Chainmail proficiency. And we are going to give them Discipline. That looks good. Now this is going to be the town watch. These are going to be units that I train when my villages become towns to protect the towns. I like that pose. He's carrying the club on his shoulder, walking around. I'd like to find another one with where he's not like craning his neck to look at the sky while he's keeping it on his shoulder. That's a good one. That one. We'll use that one. And we need the town as the background because this is a town defense unit. There we go. We have our town watch. And now we need a unit that is going to defend our fortresses. And it is also going to use clubs. Warrior shirt. And basic pants dark. Yeah, that looks good. We are going to give them Defender, Plate Mail proficiency, and Discipline. And this is the Altarian Guard. And we're going to give them that pose and, of course, the town as a background. So they're very similar, especially right now where we have pretty much the same equipment. The only difference is this one can eventually have plate, while this one will stay at chainmail. So after we finish our 4 hunters, we are going to train a town watch and an Altarian guard. Actually, I think we'll do them before we do the hunters so that our towns are a little better defended. Use the mouse wheel to scroll back so I can get it over here. There we go. And that is it for this this season. Lord Relias, the rise of your kingdom has been swift, yet swifter still are the armies of Umber. Remember this as you sit in your councils. I am hopeful that the kingdoms and empires can have peace. Attica has grown to level 3. Select a free improvement for this city. So every level you get improvements based on the type of settlement. And this is a fortress, so it will get fortress-based improvements. I give it infirmary. They provide additional healing for all units stationed in the city, and units trained in the city start with endurance. So they get 1 extra hit point per level. Strike Garrison gives all units trained in this city impulsive, so they get 2 extra initiative. And Watchtowers provide a catapult for city defense. All units trained here start with the charge trait, 1 move and 2 attack for the first action in combat. So we're going to put a Watchtower here in Attica. So we have a catapult to help defend the city. Now its population is capped. For now, it cannot get an additional level until I can get more food to the city. So I'm going to go ahead and say train a pioneer, because it will drop my food by 30, and that will allow me to give it time for the population to grow up. And actually, we're going to do the pioneer now. Yeah, because we're coming up here to put a city, and we might have another good spot up this way. So let's check. There's a 3-4. Nope, no essence up here, but I probably still can put a town somewhere around here. Alright, freaking crag spawn. I can't get past. Oomph. Oh, I parked next to the cave bear, but that's okay. Oh, another quest. A humble inn. So yeah, we're going to take out this cave bear and then check out that inn and finish scouting up this way. Alright, this breakthrough in the arcane arts gives players the ability to construct shard altars. This allows each player to begin harvesting the mana from shards. Building altars on shards will increase the power of our spells and our mana production. Alright, so the next thing we can research will be knowledge. That will give us studies we can build that will boost our research overall and allow us to simply produce research. So we're going to do knowledge. And since we just got the shards, we do want to build this life shard. And we want that to happen right after we finish the pioneer. I don't believe there are any other shards in my territory yet. No. Right, this damn crag spawn is blocking me. I think... Yes, I can get into my territory this way. Let's rush past him. Yeah, if I can get those hunters out, I need to start getting this area safe. Then I can put up a outpost there. Let's go ahead and take out this bear. You missed outright, and I got my counterattack. Ha ha ha. I just bonked him, basically. Almost killed him. Yeah, he did no damage, so that worked very well. Let's clear out that cave bear den. Ignis Shortbow. These are known for having a powerful enchantment on inferior material and have been known to burst into flames in the midst of battle. It has a very high initiative penalty, most bows do, but I can shoot from anywhere on the tactical map. It enables abilities that require bows. It's a range attack that does a little bit of fire damage. Let's see. Let's trade that and have Iriel equip it. He kind of stands back and heals anyway. And then next turn we can check out this inn. Crag spawn is annoying the crap out of me. Alright, a second pioneer has been built. Let's see if we can get over here. Pop into the town and pop out here, following this other one. We completed the well. Now the well can be upgraded to an inn. That gives us even more food bonus. So we'll go ahead and queue that up after we complete the grocer. And it will turn the well into an inn. Place to eat and drink and perhaps rest your bones for the night. Of course, there's no telling what sort of folk you might happen upon here. You run into a nobleman who requests that you escort his daughter back to his estate. He promises to give you an enchanted bow as a reward. What do you say? Sure. Escort the noblewoman home. She's now a part of my party, and she is a non-combatant. Yeah, 0 attack. So I've got to keep her alive. And of course, it's right next to the ogres. The house of a wealthy merchant, or perhaps a nobleman. A grand home, no doubt filled with grand treasures. Alright, so we're going to escort her back. I should have gone here, because then I could have gone diagonally this way. Well, I don't want to end next to the ogre's army anyway. Well, at least the elementals have left the territory up here. Alright, since I don't want to end next to the ogres, I might be able to take them out, but it'll be rough. I'm going to stop here. Got my town watch done in Athica. It needs to go up to this town. Oh man, that's the problem with auto moving. Now I'm parked next to the crag spawn. They may wipe me out. I'm about to build another town, so let's go ahead and train, or another village. Let's go ahead and train another sentinel. Before we do the Altarian Guard. Okay, the crag spawn left me alone at least. I don't want to end up next to him again, so let's go this way. As you approach the estate, the family steward emerges and quickly looks the young noblewoman over. He sends the young woman inside before turning to offer you a reward. I can pay you the 100 guildar or a bow enchanted to fire flaming arrows. Which would you prefer? Well, I've got one of those bows. Value isn't that great. I'd sell it for 18. I'll take the guildar. Did I just gain another level? I gained another champion. Alright, this one is a defender. This one is a warrior. Janusk or Joffrey. Janusk is Altarian with Merchant 2, 3 extra guildar per season. All great leaders need a right-hand man. Joffrey is Altarian with Lethal and Life Apprentice. I stand before you as a bastion of hope. Rejoice. I could use 3 extra guildar per season. And he already has a shield. This guy has a two-handed axe. Shield and a sword, and he's in full leather armor. This guy being another Life Apprentice is nice too. And he's a warrior. Warrior or defender. He can wear up to chainmail eventually. Do I want a heavy hitter or defender? I will take Janusk, and it is the money he brings to the cause that is the real deciding factor, honestly. Now I actually have a positive income. And there's Janusk right there. Alright, these guys can move 1. He can move 3. 1, 2, 3. He wouldn't get back with them. I'm actually going to have them move over to join him. Now what does Janusk have? An actual short sword. Good initiative, good attack. A wooden shield. And Athkin leather. Nice. I'll keep the Brood Van Braces for now. Let's actually look at his background. I admire your ambition, friend, and I think you're right. Dark days now, yes, but darker times are coming. The Fallen, the Greyskins, all of them, Erkson and Trog, Wraith and Kindar. And I count the traitors from Kraxus in there too. They are planning something. Is that salt pork, by the way? Can I have a piece? Okay, I like this guy. I think this army can now handle the ogres. So I think we're going to end up clearing out those ogres, especially since I have pioneers on the way. I'm not parking next to them. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'd like to clear out those ogres and then check out those forgotten goods and see if maybe I can get lucky with another place to build a city around here. I'm pretty sure I can get one of these spots for another town. But yeah, I definitely want that one, so I need to clear out these ogres. And it's an ogre, a young ogre, and 2 Hergon. I think I can handle them. They did not attack me, at least. But we will find out if I can handle them next episode. So we will call this an episode. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.